Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Han and I'm an embroidery artist specializing in shoe embroidery. And in this embroidery vlog, I'm just going to show you the shoes that I finished this week. I did take a couple of days off at the beginning of this week, so this is going to be a shorter video, but I do still have 3 pairs of shoes to show you. So I'll hop right into that. So the shoes that I finished today are a pair of full monochrome white Converse, and these were done in a custom color scheme, so it's a little bit different from the listing photos that show on both Etsy and on my website. As you can see, I went with quite a neutral color palette as the customer requested this. I really like this color scheme. I think it looks really great on the inside of the shoes as well. So I finished these up a couple of minutes ago and I added the personalization onto the back of them. This customer requested cints and then a collection of Roman numerals. I actually have no idea what year that signifies in Roman numerals. And then they just requested a heart on the other shoe, which I think is super cute and makes these shoes super personal to them. So I'm gonna get these packaged up and ready to ship off tomorrow, and then I'll show you the 2 pairs of pet shoes that I finished yesterday and the day before. While I grab these shoes out of the box, I will tell you what media I've been consuming recently, because I didn't get to do an embroidery vlog last week because I was focusing on a different embroidery project, which was taking up a lot of my time, especially with filming the whole thing and everything. If you didn't watch my A Court of Thorns and Roses bookbinding video, I will link it below this one. I'm not selling that embroidered book or anything like that. It was just a passion project that I wanted to create a tutorial for, since those books are quite popular and I thought maybe other people might like to try that kind of craft. So yeah, like I said, I will link that video below. So throughout last week, I actually was listening to Manacled by Senlin Yu. If you're not familiar with what Manacled is, it is a Draco Hermione fan fiction, and Senlin Yu wrote it as if Harry Potter had lost to Voldemort, so it's basically everything that happens in the life of Hermione after Harry dies and after the Order of the Phoenix falls. I actually listened to it. There's a bunch of different free audiobook versions on Spotify. There is 77 chapters within the book and it took me a good week to listen to everything, even with all the time that I spend embroidering that I usually also spend listening to an audiobook. It still took me an entire week to listen to it, and it was such an emotional roller coaster, such emotive writing, and once I was done with it, I was like, yeah, it definitely kind of left me speechless. Senlin Yu really put so much effort into the work, and you could really tell she really poured so much into those chapters, and even though it is quite dark material, I still found myself enjoying the story and being really curious as to what was going to happen next with Draco and Hermione. If you are thinking of reading Manacled or listening to it via audiobook, definitely check the trigger warnings first. Like I said, it is quite dark, so it might not be up your alley. But if you're looking for something to really stick your teeth into, 77 chapters, that's all I'm going to say. I think it's something crazy like 380,000 words. I could be making that up, but I think it's around that number. It was maybe 270,000. I could be way off the mark. I just remember reading that somewhere, but I'm glad that I listened to it and didn't read it. It probably would have taken me like a month to read the physical version. And that leads me to what I am currently reading, which is House of Shadow and Flame by Sarah J. Maas. I read House of Earth and Blood about a year ago, and then I read House of Sky and Breath maybe 3 or 4 months ago, and then I recommended it to everybody, all of my friends and my mum who likes to read. And now I'm actually buddy reading the 3rd Crescent City book, House of Shadow and Flame, with my mum, and we're about 460 pages in at this point, and so much is happening. I'm definitely not going to spoil it or anything, but there are so many questions that are being answered in this book. Even from other series that she has written, questions are being answered. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, I'm actually reading a physical copy of that book. I'm not listening to an audiobook, so I don't get to listen to it as I work. I was listening to A Court This Cruel and Lovely by Stasia Stark on Audible, and I'm enjoying it, but I did see some reviews that said like, wow, this is better than ACOTAR, or wow, this is way better than Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. But I'm about 6 hours in now, and it's just feeling a little bit lackluster to me. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue with it. I like the narrators. I think the narrators are doing a good job. The story just feels a bit stagnant right now, and I still have a good chunk of it left, to be fair, but especially seeing as though I'm reading House of Shadow and Flame, it's just not really hitting the mark for me. Okay, after that thorough rundown of the media I've been consuming, I will show you the next 2 pairs of shoes. This first pair of pet shoes are going to Pamela in New Jersey. She requested to get both of her cats on these shoes. She requested cherry blossom type flowers and her last name on the outside of the shoes, and I popped her future wedding date on the inside of the shoes. I am so partial to doing a pair of pet shoes with cats on them. I just think their little faces show up so well in embroidery. Look at these little guys. So I'll be shipping these off to Pam tomorrow, and I'll show you the next pair of shoes that I'll also be shipping off tomorrow. These last pair of shoes are heading to Haley in Michigan, and she also got her 2 cats embroidered on these shoes, as well as her future last name and her future wedding date on the inside of the shoes. Her colour scheme was navy and burgundy, so I added that on there with some darker green embroidery thread for the greenery accents. And I'm gonna get these ready to ship out to Haley in Michigan tomorrow. Alright friends, that is all of the shoes that I embroidered this week. Been a short one, and instead of filming every day like I usually do, I just got myself ready to film today. Before I started making my little YouTube videos, I didn't really realize how time consuming this whole process would be, but I do really enjoy it. And if you've enjoyed this video and you want to stay tuned for more embroidery content, more DIY tutorial type videos, then maybe leave a like on this video, perhaps subscribe to my channel, leave me a comment if you have any questions for me or if you have any requests for future videos. I'm gonna go and get stuck into the last 400-ish pages of House of Shadow and Flame now, because the suspense is absolutely killing me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.